guys, this is Frank. This is going to be, if anybody out there is looking to get a Hellcat, I'm just going to give you, my ins and outs and the experience that I'm having with it. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it so far. There's a funny story that goes with this car. I actually originally got a truck that I was going to lease, and it was a brand new truck. It was one of those Mopar Edition Rebel trucks. And of course, I saw the Hellcat sitting there, and I wasn't, at the time, I wasn't really thinking about getting it because I needed a truck. But I brought the truck home and it had like 5 miles on it, and it leaked oil all over my driveway. Long story short, the truck actually had a defect in it. So I brought the truck back, and then they said, look, we don't have a truck, but we'll work you out a deal with anything else we've got on the lot. So what I did was, obviously, I eyeballed the Hellcat, worked out a deal with the guy, and they ended up letting me lease it. So this is actually a 2016. I got it last October, and I'm happy with it so far. You can actually adjust the horsepower, which is insane with this vehicle. But as far as horsepower goes, I've never been in a car that's had this much horsepower, period. Again, you're just spinning tires most of the time when you gun it, but if you can actually hook in, you can definitely feel you're in a car that's got some serious ass to it. It's got a fat sound system that I'm pretty happy with. You get the two keys, the red key and the black key, but you don't really need the black key because you can adjust the horsepower down by hitting the SRT mode. You can just dial it down, and it's called, I guess it's like a gas saver mode. If you put it on track, you can adjust the suspension, you can adjust, paddle shifters and everything like that. But I mean, this thing, I actually did the video on the Viper, and this one has more horsepower, but it is heavier. So I'm not really sure exactly, which one will win in a race or whatever, but this one definitely has got the horsepower. So it's like, as far as spinning the tires go, it doesn't take any effort whatsoever. I could actually really hook into this thing. Hold on. See, when the supercharger's all the way open, dude, this thing's just nuts. I'm gonna try to hit it one more time. Romy, make sure you keep your eye on the tires, dude. Most of the time, I don't even drive this thing at 707 horsepower just because it's a little bit of overkill. It's got air-conditioned seats, which are pretty badass. This was actually the top-of-the-line edition for what they had. The only thing it's missing is actually the sunroof. It doesn't have the sunroof, but as far as the seats go, it's got like the air-cooled seats. It's got the upgraded interior and everything like that. I want to say this thing's stickered out for about $70,000. You can get them cheaper than that now, obviously used. I like the Charger edition just because obviously I need the back seat for the kids, and it's pretty practical. It's not like the Viper where it's a real pain in the ass to get in and out of. This thing can pretty much do it all. It's got a big ass trunk. You got the, obviously my son, daughter, they like to tear up the back seat, but for the most part, it's pretty easy to keep clean. The leather, for some reason, the leather is really, really soft, and I have heard of people having issues with it, but as long as you keep it conditioned, you're usually gonna be okay as far as just making sure that it doesn't get all jacked up looking. Like I said, the sound system on it's pretty badass, and cool thing about this is I get to give it back in 3 years, and I guess they're coming out with this new car called the Demon. I don't think they're having it in the Charger version. I think they're only gonna have that one in the Challenger version, but I guess they say the difference between these two as far as which one's faster, according to on what I've read, they're saying that this one's a little bit faster than the Challenger version. I'm not really sure if there's any truth to that because it's the exact same motor, but I do know that they say that the automatic transmission's faster because you don't have to take your foot off the gas when you shift or anything like that. Again, I guess it's just personal preference, but I'm pretty sure this is the reason why you're not really seeing Vipers anymore, just because, people would rather invest in something a little bit more practical. It's got the paddle shifters. It's got the more fuel economical 8-cylinder. It's got a 6.2 liter V8 supercharged. Let me see if I can get the hood open so you guys can check that out. You actually take a look at the supercharger on this thing. That's what makes it happen right there, is the supercharger. Now, the cool thing about these cars, what I've noticed, is after they've been out for a year or so, and the newness is worn off, you can get into them for a lot less than you could trying to get into the first year. Because like when you take, like for instance, the new Corvettes, I remember they were asking 15 over sticker for those when they first came out. Same thing with these. Like I want to say, to get into a Hellcat, you were looking at $85,000, $88,000. Now, not so much. You can kind of wheel and deal. And from what I've noticed, the best way to get into a car like this, again, this is my opinion, would be go in like, I want to say probably like around right now, today's actually February 14th, Valentine's Day. Go in like around February or even March. If they've got any leftovers from the previous year and it's the exact same car, you could lease one out or even buy one for like probably about $10,000 less than the new model if they're just trying to make a move and they want to get rid of some units. So if you're looking to get into one, I would probably do it that way. Again, if you're, you know, some baller or something like that, I guess it really wouldn't matter. But for someone like me, I'm going to try my best to, you know, get the best deal I can. Again, you know, ask about a lease on them if that's something that's going to jive with your situation. I'm a big fan of the lease. If you can stay under the miles, you can't beat it. But have a good one, guys. Late.